Red, White, and Royal Blue demonstrates that achieving perfect casting for book characters is indeed achievable. Nevertheless, the audition process posed significant challenges, and there's a concealed method by which the directors determine the ideal cast. In a recent conversation with the rwrb, director Matthew Lopez disclosed that the search for the ideal actors to portray the pivotal roles of Prince Henry and Alex Claremont Diaz, eventually secured by Nicholas Galitzine and Taylor Zakhar Perez, spanned a 5-month period. Matthew was willing to abandon the project if he couldn't find suitable actors, emphasizing that securing the right actors was the pivotal element in the film's creation. I was casting this film, Alex and Henry specifically, for about 5 months. It took that long. We saw literally hundreds and hundreds of actors, especially for Alex. The hunt for Alex Claremont Diaz was so intense that Matthew personally scrutinized all the audition tapes for the role multiple times before encountering Taylor. Matthew emphasized that finding someone suitable for Alex was challenging, given the character's multifaceted nature. Alex is more than just a character. He embodies charisma, requiring a blend of wicked language, forward intelligence, and easy charm, as described in the book. When Taylor appeared, Matthew was confident he fit the role. Taylor's ability to transform into the character was evident in his audition tapes, convincing Matthew of his capability to embody Alex. Taylor's background played a crucial role. Matthew sought someone familiar with the immigrant experience, particularly the significance of having Z as the last letter in their name. For Nick, even though the auditions specified the physical attributes required for the character Henry, Matthew had additional criteria that went beyond appearances. His priority was to find an actor capable of providing a sense of protection for Henry, rather than someone who merely resembled the character. While numerous actors submitted audition tapes for the role of Henry, the director's focus wasn't on finding someone who could portray the character but rather someone who could make Henry feel secure. Upon viewing Nick's audition tape, Matthew was convinced that he had found the perfect person for the role. Matthew aimed to unite them for a chemistry read to assess their compatibility. However, the plan faced setbacks as they were situated in different locations. The director was in London, Taylor was in Los Angeles, and Nick was on a movie set in New Orleans. Despite proposing that they all travel to New Orleans, the suggestion was declined, and they suggested using Zoom instead. Matthew was worried that they might have chemistry on Zoom, but not in person. Surprisingly, the subsequent audition exceeded expectations, with Matthew describing it as thrilling and electric, mirroring the connection depicted in the movie between the actors. It was instantaneous. It was really just, quite literal chemistry. I think you could feel the atoms swirling between them, even though one of them was in New Orleans and one of them was in Los Angeles. If you think the Zoom audition of Taylor and Nick impressive, be aware that their initial in-person meeting was even more remarkable. Rehearsals marked their first face-to-face encounter, and it sparked an immediate connection. Arriving on set, Taylor took the initiative, arriving 10 minutes early with a cup of tea, acquainting himself with the crew. Nick joined shortly after. Matthew disclosed that he briefly left the room, and upon his return, he found Taylor and Nick engaged in conversation like longtime friends. It's funny because Taylor is so like Henry in many ways, and Nick is like Alex. I think one of the secrets to making this film is that neither of them is actually like their characters, but they are secretly very much like their opposite characters. It was fun channeling their energies into their roles. Even though Taylor and Nick immediately displayed strong chemistry, some fans question whether it was essential for them to share the same sexuality to portray LGBTQ+ characters. The casting of heterosexual actors in queer roles has consistently sparked controversy, particularly in films of this nature. Matthew emphasized that one's sexuality shouldn't be a determining factor in casting decisions. He clarified that while Taylor and Nick might share similarities with the characters they portray, the crucial aspect is their ability to immerse themselves in the roles, irrespective of their personal identities. Therefore, in the criteria used to select Taylor and Nick, their sexual orientation was not considered, highlighting that it wasn't a prerequisite for them to be attracted to men to secure the roles. There was something really beautiful about the way these two very different types of actors came together to create this partnership. There was a real sense of trust and respect for one another. In Red, White, and Royal Blue, Uma Thurman takes on the significant role of the first female president and a loving mother. Matthew shared that when considering who should portray the president, Uma Thurman quickly came to mind, asserting that any cast list for the role of the first female president should prioritize Uma Thurman. An essential criterion in selecting Uma for the role was a straightforward question: would you vote for Uma Thurman for president? Matthew emphasized that this question played a crucial role, and despite having other actresses on the list, Uma consistently remained the top choice. Ultimately, at the conclusion of the casting process, it became evident that Uma was the ideal actress for the role of the first female president. While Nora Halloran's role and support to Alex in the film may not be extensively discussed, the character played a significant role in Alex's life. Nora served as someone Alex could confide in, possessing a receptive ear and a heart that embraced love. Despite numerous audition tapes submitted for the position of Nora, Matthew disclosed that he collaborated with Rachel to navigate the audition process. Following the entire procedure, he was convinced that Rachel was the perfect fit for the role. What are your thoughts on how the casting process unfolded for Red, White, and Royal Blue and the way the main cast secured their roles with immediate chemistry? Feel free to share your opinions in the comments.